Hello there, this is DBT and these are the rooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8. And today, as you saw on the title or in the thumbnail, today I'm gonna be playing UNBOOSTED. What? Yes. There's a reason for it, and it has to do obviously with the bug that has been happening in the game for some days already. And you know, people missing boosters and whatnot, so yeah. Let's see how the game plays UNBOOSTED. But before I get into it, if you enjoy my content, please hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Doing this helps the channel to continue to grow. It keeps me going and it allows me to continue making this content for you. So go ahead, like and subscribe for some more Asphalt 8 right here. But alright, so first things first. I am recording this on a Friday, though this video is probably coming out on Sunday. So I don't know if something has changed or if there has been any development to the bug that has been happening, but some days ago I made a video talking about how the inventories are being emptied out. And that is indeed a bug that Gameloft has already acknowledged. I'll put the link in the top right if you want to watch. That is only the beginning of that video, but I provide some information over there. But when it comes to the state of the game right now, we're at, again, on Friday, we're still in the same position where we still have the bug. Now, let's have a look at my actual inventory over here. And like I explained in that other video, normally I would have a lot more stuff than 67 cards over here. But in that video I said how people cards were disappearing, but turns out that for some people boosters and upgrades and even master keys are disappearing as well. Some people have even reported that some of their cars are missing, though I do believe that might be a countermeasure of Gameloft trying to fix this. At the end of the day, we don't know what is the case, or at least not at Friday. So yeah, we still have this issue. Now, again, I hope that Gameloft is going to be able to resolve this soon, but I would imagine this is going to take a little bit in order to roll back the accounts. I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing, but yeah, if something like this is happening to you, don't despair. We all are having this issue, so here we are. Now, I know that this is late for me to say, but I would suggest people to avoid claiming rewards, specifically claiming the Spooky Cup rewards, especially if you did get your ultimate upgrade. Why? I have a theory, and this is only a theory, but it does seem to me that things disappear from your inventory once you deposit stuff in each one of the parts. Since I haven't deposited any single booster or direct upgrades or master key, that's why mine are still normal. But I did deposit some cards, and I think this is what may have triggered this issue for me. So, if you deposit your ultimate upgrade, there is a chance that whatever other upgrades that you had over here may disappear as well. Again, this is not confirmed that this is the reason, but that is my working theory. So, why do I say to not claim the reward? Because remember that once you put something in the inbox, once you claim it, then after about 3 days, I believe, the item disappears by itself. So, you don't want to lose that thing. So, keep it in without claiming, just keep it over there. Don't put it in your inbox. And if you put it in the inbox, you eventually have to store it, and that might trigger the bug for your upgrades. Again, hopefully Gameloft is gonna fix this whole thing, and maybe by the time this video is out, this has been already sorted out. But yeah, I just wanted to give you that thought because that's what I was thinking myself, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait a little bit. I'm not gonna claim anything. And that actually ties to the idea of why I wanted to make this video and play UNBOOSTED. And that is because I thought, well, you know, hey, I don't want to alter my inventory right now anymore, so let's not even toy around with my boosters. So why don't I make a video of playing Master Season UNBOOSTED? Now, the plan over here is a bit peculiar because I want to show you the different levels of advantages that cars can have UNBOOSTED. And for that, I'm bringing first the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute, allegedly, arguably one of the best cars in the entire game. It's an ultimate car. And while that normally, you know, the highlight of being an ultimate car means that you don't have to upgrade it, one of the advantages that this type of car has, not all of them, but the majority of them do, is that their top speed is actually higher than a non-ultimate car. So for example, this car goes 484 and a nitro very small of 9.8. But if we look at a car that is not ultimate, the top speed is much lower, although the nitro is way higher. Now, why does this matter? Because if I play with this car UNBOOSTED, I'm going to be going most of the time at this speed and eventually getting some nitro and getting this speed. Whilst with this car, it doesn't matter if I run out of nitro, I'm still going to be going at this speed. And if I do have nitro, it'll increase a little bit. So it is a bit of an interesting dynamic that these cars tend to have. So, let's get into some races and see what happens. Now, something else that is not immediately obvious as to what advantage does this additional base top speed has is the fact that in theory cars can drift, so long as they have decent drift, at higher speed because their top speed is higher. Oh god! Lots of people just crashed over there. Okay, fine. But yeah, we'll talk more about that as we do these races. But for now, as you can see, I mean, a lot of people overtook me because it doesn't matter. Oh, Jesus. Doesn't... But how? I barely touched it. Ah, Jesus. All right, so now I have learned that the train, it is completely wrapped around with mine, so that if you touch it, you instantly explode. What was I saying? About this car? Yeah, that... Because I don't have boosters, I couldn't do triple tap. I don't have enough nitro to make the triple tap last long enough. And then on top of that, well, I don't have the tuning kit, so I don't have the additional speed. You know, all of that stuff. Well, let's see this drift over here. Oh, I messed it up. Ah. All right, that was just a skill issue. All right, that was a skill issue. See, I keep on saying it doesn't matter if you have one of the best cars in the game. If you still can't drive it, you can't drive it. It's fine. That was a terrible race. 6th place. It's fine. Now let's see how many people were boosted. All right, there were a couple of unboosted people over here. Actually, the 2 absolute were unboosted. I respected this dude for driving the exact same car. Equally as unboosted. Now, obviously, just by definition alone, going unboosted, you're already going at a disadvantage. So that shouldn't be surprising. Because again, you don't have enough nitro to do the triple tap at the start. You don't have the tuning kit for the additional speed. All of that stuff, right? So yeah, there are several factors that affect you when you're unboosted. But like I was saying, the peculiarity about this type of car, the ultimate cars, the ones that do have the top speed advantage, is that even if you're completely out of nitro, you're still going considerably fast. Again, consider that a regular car right now without nitro would be going at 444 kilometers an hour. This one goes 484. So yeah, while it's obviously still slower than a triple boosted car that is already using nitro and all that, the disadvantage is not so crazy that you're like, oh my god, this is impossible. Now, obviously, I'm driving right now, like I said, one of the best cars in the game, but there are other ultimates also in classes that still have this type of top speed advantage. And for the next races, I'm going to drive another one of these that is not as good as the Absolute, but it still should show some of their prowess, I suppose. And one of these cars is one that I've defended for a very, very, very long time because people just love to hate it because they're like, this car is terrible. And I'm like, yes, maybe, but it's one of these cars that you can get relatively easily. It's ultimate, and you can just drive it in Master Season Boosted, and you might still get some results here and there. Kind of like this. Yeah, this might not be a W, but I'm still gonna get a 4th place out of 9. So, all things considered, that's not a bad result for an unboosted car. And yep, let me just check what I was racing against this time around. Let's see. Yeah, obviously there's a bunch of people triple boosted. Well, look at that. Racer Tech and Speed not fully boosted. And this is part of the Master Season experience that you're going to be encountering a bunch of people unboosted as well. You know it. You probably know what car I'm talking about. Arash AF10. That's right. I brought the infamous Arash. In case you're unaware of it, people love to crap on this car because it is in general, and if you're driving triple boosted and whatnot, in general you might think it is like, yeah, this is not a very good car, drifts super wide, it is kind of awkward, nah, it's a bad car. But I've said it a bunch of times, I've made videos about these cars, talking about how this car, precisely similar to the Jesko Absolute, only on a smaller scale, it's one of these ultimate cars that you can just bring unboosted in Master Season and you can still probably get some results from time to time. You might not be getting W's, but at the very least, you're not gonna be at the end of the pack unless you don't, you don't drive it well or whatever. But it's look at that. No nitro, and I'm still going at 481 kilometers an hour. Yes, it's not as fast as the Jesko Absolute. Yes, I'm not gonna get a W. Yes, I'm not gonna get a top 3 or anything. But still, I'm gonna be able to get some results with this car. Oh wow, that was a horrible jump. That's a skill issue right there. So yeah, and again, people crap on it, but I defend it because this is a car. Now, if they sold this car for like $30, $50, whatever, I would be like, yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. But it's a car that you can get in the multiplayer shop. For the multiplayer coins, I think it's 100,000. Ultimate, you don't have to upgrade it, and you can just drive it on boosted and Master Season. What's not to like? Yeah, look at that. Yeah, I didn't get an amazing result, but I did get, at the very least, some points. I'm making progress, and I did beat a triple boosted 765 LT and an MP431, so that's kind of dope. Whoa, automatic shoes, shoutouts for wearing the DBT hoodie, love to see it. There you go. Yeah, whenever I see people with the hoodie, you get a shout out because yes, appreciate it. But anyway, now, here's something. If you're thinking, DBT, why didn't you just show the Venom F5? Well, because I don't own it. Otherwise, I would have shown it instead of the Jesko Absolute. But hey, you know, I show what I have, all right? It's fine. So now, one thing also to mention about the Arash AF10 is that in a way you could look at it in kind of like this is training. If you get used to driving this car unboosted with this horrible drift and you do practice your punch drifts and whatnot, hey, you know, by the time you get to drive any other car that is half decent, you're gonna be like, wow, it's so much better, it's so much easier to drive than this thing, and you're gonna feel like a much better player because you will be a better player simply because, again, you train with this thing. And I'm telling you, it's really not that bad. Yeah, it's not an amazing car yet. The drift is pretty wide, but just do a punch drift like right there, and you'll be fine. Yeah, you won't have a ton of nitro, especially if you go unboosted and whatnot. But hey, going 480 something. Oh god, no, I messed that up. I'm gonna crash. Oh, at least I didn't wreck. Jesus, that was terrible. That was again a skill issue. Don't blame the car, blame DBT. But even then, I'm still. Whoa! Oh yeah, a small issue with this car that I didn't mention. It does have some physics issues. When have you seen a car making a jump like that in that section? It's ridiculous. Yeah, this will happen from time to time. But again, it's training, all right? This only makes you stronger. What doesn't wreck you makes you stronger. I think that's how the saying goes, totally. Now, you know what? I'm just gonna go down here because I don't want more weird jumps. If I could keep this third place, I'll be fine. But yeah, look at this. Now only going for 81, but that's a third place still. That's not a bad result with a car that people say that it's absolute garbage. So, yeah, proving my point, even with the skill issue. Imagine that. All right, so defeated by these two cars, but I did beat a double boosted Silver Lightning, a triple boosted Senna GTR, damn, and a bunch of other unboosted cars. Now, there's a third tier of peculiarities when it comes to top speed, and I call this the Speedy Normies. I mean, I've never called them like that. I just gave him that name over here. It's fine. What I mean by that is cars that are not ultimate, and yet they do have an additional top speed advantage than regular cars. Let's remember, a regular car will go around 444, 443, something over there, right? In the top speed, plus their nitro, which is around 50 kilometers, approximately. But look at the Koenigsegg 1-1. 1-to-1 DBT, yeah, whatever. The Koenigsegg 1-1, you can see that this one goes almost 20 kilometers faster than the regular Pro'd Out non-ultimate car. It does have the nitro, again, a little bit slower, but you can see, right? When you add these two, you end up basically at the same speed that adding these two. But again, it's just the fact that this car is a little bit faster by default. Now, there are three cars that I'm aware that does this in this class. One being the Koenigsegg 1-to-1. We also have the, where is it? Triumph Nemesis 453, but the most extreme of these cases is going to be a car that you might be familiar with, infamous, the Devel 16. That's right, this is a non-ultimate car, but look at the speed, 470. That is almost approaching ultimate speed. So, how about we drive it? Let's see how bad it is. Now, this will be interesting even for myself because really I have no experience with the Devel 16 unboosted. I don't think I've ever driven it like this, so it's going to be interesting to see what it can do. But yeah, it's very peculiar to have those three cars. I don't know if there are more in Class S that do this, but I do believe these are the only three that have that additional top speed without being ultimate. So yeah, a bit of a strange case. Now this car, it's famous. The Devel 16 is famous for being a very, very tough car to drive because it has absolutely terrible handling. So this is the type of car that you need to be drifting or micro drifting a lot in order to be able to take corners, because yeah, just trying to do anything through handling alone is going to be a challenge. But I still think that this is a very fun car to drive because other than that, the general stats of this car tend to be really, really good. Again, considering it triple boosted, I do believe that it has an incredibly good acceleration and it has amazing nitro duration. So yep, there is that. Oh my god, I'm gonna get a third place. Let's go, baby. I mean, this is not a first place or anything, but still, look at that. Fully unboosted and still getting results. Oh, yep. Look at that. Beating. Okay, I got the video by an FXXK and a 89, but I did beat a Cyan, MP431 Ultima, and a Must. Okay, no, that one doesn't count. Holy macaronis. This is going to be a very packed race, 12 players, so woof, woof. But okay, let's see how we do over here. I see yes to absolute, MP420, whatever. No, MP4. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can never remember the name of the F1 cars, but it's fine. MP432, is that what it is? And I just wrecked, let's go! Alright, that is not gonna work in my defense of this type of cars. Nah, it's fine. Like I said, you cannot be expecting to get the absolute best results with these cars unboosted, but hey, again, it's a bit of a fun experiment, and it's a way to play this game even if you don't have boosters, or if you have boosters but you're saving them. Yeah, you can play this grind for the multiplayer coins that, you know, rather I should say we don't know if at any point they're gonna be super useful, because you know that not too long ago they sold the Tushek Apex, which is a very good Class S car, an 1861 car in the MP shop, really expensive for 100,000, but man, really good car to get. So yeah, I don't know, maybe they will sell other 1861 cars that I don't have myself. So that's why now I'm grinding it a little bit. MP2. Master Season, excuse me if I say MP2. Grinding Master Season in order to get some of this currency, because yes, if it's gonna be useful someday, I would like to have a bunch of it. That's a 5th place, 5 out of 12 on Boosted. I'll take it. Yeah, there it is. Defeated a FXX, defeated that, well, at the level 16, which is not fully powered out, but it's triple boosted, so it technically performs better than mine. And a Centenario. I'm not counting all the other players because, hey, they're either unboosted or underranked and whatnot, so yeah. Oh, just absolute, did I mention that? That's kind of nice. And for my last classifications of cars in this video is gonna be the straight up normies, the regular cars that don't have any type of speed advantage, which is basically just about every car that you can pro out, right? With a couple of exceptions, in particular, or at least one that I can think about, and that is the SSC Tuatara. It's a very peculiar case that it is an ultimate, but it doesn't have any speed advantage. So this is an ultimate that behaves more like a normie car. Why this one is like that, I have absolutely no clue, but it's a very strange case. It's fine. So really, this one doesn't have any other advantage other than being ultimate in the sense that you don't have to upgrade it, but it doesn't have any top speed advantage, so keep that in mind. And speaking of exceptions, I should have mentioned this in the previous one in the Speedy Normies. This is another ultimate that it is would fit in the Speedy Normies, except it is ultimate. But look at the speed. It doesn't go as fast as all the regular ultimates. So this one fits on that one, on Speedy Normies. It's a weird case, I don't know. By the way, don't ever drive this thing unboosted because the acceleration takes several business days in order to get to top speed. So this one, 100% don't use it, all right? If you don't have boosters, just forget this car exists. Of course, the Koenigsegg Agera Race is another one that it's ultimate but fits in the Speedy Normies, where again it's ultimate but it does have a speed advantage, but nowhere near as big as in the regular ultimate. So yeah. So now let's just do some races with the normies just to see what it can do. Again, these ones are gonna be the ones at the most disadvantage because it doesn't have any additional speed and whatnot. But again, it's Master Season and Master Season is a mess. So let's see. I brought my Aston Martin Valkyrie AMR just because I absolutely love the look of this car. So hey, why not? I thought of bringing a Lambo, but you know I drive Lambos a lot, so why not drive this thing, which I do also drive a lot, but whatever, don't judge me. Yeah, so these cars, like I said, don't have any top speed advantage. So you're gonna be playing at an excuse me, at a disadvantage over here, but you'll be fine. Again, Master Season, I've said that is a very casual mode to play, which is a good thing, right? You have the more competitive one, which is Classic Season, and then you have Master Season where it's more about like, let's just bring whatever and mess around with it and let's see what you can do. Now, I have already made videos talking about how this game mode bores me because in general it's too repetitive. There's no variations ever, but regardless, at the very least, like I said, if you don't have boosters, well, you can always bring cars unboosted over here, and yeah, you might not be getting W's, but you'll be fine. You'll be getting some results so long as you drive well enough. You just gotta live with the frustration of not getting W's. I don't know why people love to quit races when they're not gonna get W's. Some people, not everybody, but you know those. Oh God, what the fuck was that? All right, I went from 4th to 7th. It'll be fine, whatever. Therein lies the fun, to keep having fun in this game. Just don't take it too seriously. Says DBT that sometimes it starts raging. But all right, so I did beat a 110 ANS, an MP431, a Fenner, and an MP431 again. Look at that, huh? Unboosted, a normie car unboosted. So yeah, that's gonna be, automatic shoes again with the DBT hoodie, love to see. That's gonna be my classification for this video. It's gonna be the good ultimates, you know, like the Jesco Absolute, the Venom F5, the regular Jesco, the Bolide, the 300 plus, those type of cars, right? Then we had the meh ultimates that are considered inferior simply because they don't have as good stats in terms of handling a drift or things like that, like the Venom GT, the Arash AF10. Then we're gonna have the Speedy Normies, which again are gonna be cars that are, Jesus Christ, that are not ultimates, but they do have a speed advantage, like the Koenigsegg 1-1, the Devel 16, the Trio Nemesis, and including over there, we're gonna have those cars that I mentioned earlier, the ones that are ultimate but don't have the speed advantage as big as the other ones. You know, like the Koenigsegg Agera RS. What was the other one I mentioned? The CC850. Then finally, the last one, the last classification is gonna be just the normie cars, like this. All of the other cars that don't have any speed advantage, whether they are ultimate or not. Like this car, any car that you can think of that are the ones that I mentioned before, and with a very peculiar exception of the Tuatara that for some reason, despite being ultimate, he just have the regular speed. So I don't know what to make of it, but look at that. Even completely unboosted with a normie car, I still got a third place. I'm telling you, Master Season is the place to bring, or rather to come and play unboosted. Look at that. CC850, 2 MP431s, the Fenner, Cyan, and a Racer Tachyon. All of that beaten by a normie car, unboosted. So yeah, if you're still having these issues and you don't have boosters, don't panic. You still get to have some fun in the game. You know, just understand that you're going to be playing at a disadvantage, but it's kind of fun to see what you can do with that disadvantage. And anytime that you beat anybody that is at an advantage compared to you, you're going to feel strong and powerful. So yeah, enjoy that. Once again, I hope that this bug gets fixed soon. Again, I'm recording this on a Friday. You're probably watching this the soonest on a Sunday, so maybe by now it has been already fixed, but in case it hasn't, well, same thing. Let's hope that it gets fixed, and yeah, let's just be patient about it. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!